Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and very good morning to all of you. I hope you are safe and sound. Welcome to Melly's Telegram classes. This is the grammar lesson for advanced level. Today we're going to talk about the second conditional sentence. What is a second conditional sentence? It shows imagination about a present known fact. When you want to show your imagination about a fact that is known in the present, you can use the second conditional sentence. The structures are if plus simple past, comma, plus would plus first form of the verb. If you remember, in the zero conditional sentence, we use simple present. But in this conditional sentence, we use simple past. The second structure is if plus past continuous tense plus would plus first form of the verb. So there are two options. The first one is using simple past and the second one is using past continuous tense. For example, number one, if I had money, I would give it to you. I am imagining in this sentence about a fact. If I had money, it means I don't have money. I would give it to you. If I don't have money, I would not give it to you. Number two, if he had more time, he would learn Arabic. It means that he doesn't have more time and he cannot learn Arabic. Number three, if they were not sleeping, I would call them. In this sentence, in the conditional clause, we have used the past continuous tense. Number four, if we were working on the project, we would let you know. It means that we are not working on the project. Remember, in all these examples, you can use the conditional clause after the result clause. For example, in number one, you can say, I would give it to you if I had money. There are some notes. Note number one. After I, he, she, and it, we often use the subjunctive form were. For example, if she were a teacher, she would teach us. Now you might be thinking, why I didn't use if she was a teacher? Because it's a rule that in second conditional sentence, you have to use were even if the subject is singular. Next example, he would buy a house if he were rich. Do not say if he was rich. If cricket were easy, everybody would play it. It means that it's not easy and everybody cannot play it. Note number two. The form if I were you is often used to give advice. When you want to give advice to a person, you can use the form if I were you. For example, if I were you, I would learn Arabic. I am trying to give you some advice. If I were you, I would not waste my time. Note number three. The main clause can also contain could or might. As I have told you, in the main clause of second conditional sentence or in the result clause, you have to use would. But sometimes, instead of would, we can also use the modal auxiliaries could or might. In this sentence, we have would. If I were rich, I would help you. Instead of would, you can also use could. If I were rich, I could help you. Or, if I were rich, I might help you. Let's do an oral exercise. Complete the conditional sentences, in this case the second conditional sentence, by changing the verbs into the correct form. Let's do the first one together. If we, the verb is have, a yacht, we sail the seven seas. If you remember the structures, you have to use the second form of the verb. I mean the simple past tense in the conditional clause. If we had a yacht, we would or could or might sail the seven seas. Good luck with the rest of them. Now let's talk about the answers. Number 2. If he had more time, he would learn karate. Number 3. If they told their father, he would be very angry. Number 4. She could spend a year in the USA if it were easier to get a green card. And number 5, if I lived on a lonely island, I would enjoy a lot. Let's have some more sentences. Now let me share the answers with you. Number 6. We might help you if we knew how. The second form of know, you have to use knew. Number 7. My brother would buy a sports car if he had the money. Number 8. If I felt better, I could go to the cinema with you. Number 9. If you went by bike more often, you would not be so flabby. And number 10, she could not talk to you if she were mad at you. Now, let's talk about the third conditional sentence. It shows imagination about a past known fact. If you remember, the second conditional sentence shows imagination about a present known fact. But the third conditional sentence shows imagination about a past known fact. The structure is if plus past perfect tense, comma, plus would plus have plus third verb. The difference between second conditional sentence and third conditional sentence in the structures is that there we use simple past, but here we use past perfect. There we use would plus base form of the verb, but here we use would plus have plus third form of the verb. The same structure can also be said like this: would plus have plus third verb plus if plus past perfect tense. For example, number 1. If he had invited us, we would have joined the party. Now here in this sentence, I'm talking about a fact that was known in the past, or in simple words, I am talking about something that happened in the past. If he had invited us, it means that he didn't invite us. We would have joined the party. It means we did not join the party. Number 2. If he had been rich, he would have helped me. Number 3. If Ruya had agreed, Ali would have married her. And number 4, if I had seen him at the meeting, I would have asked him. And remember, in all these sentences, you can use the conditional clause after the result clause. You can also say, we would have joined the party if he had invited us. Remember, the main clause can also contain could or might, just like the second conditional sentence. The main clause or the result clause of the third conditional sentence can also have could or might instead of would. Like in this sentence, if I had seen him at the meeting, I would have asked him. We have would. Instead of would, you can also use could or might. For example, if I had seen him at the meeting, I could have asked him. Or, if I had seen him at the meeting, I might have asked him. Let's do an oral exercise. Complete the conditional sentences, in this case type 3 or the third conditional sentence, by putting the verbs into the correct form. Number 1, let me do it. If you study for the test, you pass it. If you use the past perfect, in the past perfect we use had plus verb 3. If you had studied for the test, you use would, could or might plus have plus verb 3. You could have passed it, or you might have passed it, or you would have passed it. Now it's your turn to do the rest of them. Now let's discuss the answers. Number 2. If you had asked me, I would have helped you. Number 3. If we had gone to the cinema, we could have seen my friend Jacob. And number 4. If you had spoken English, she might have understood. Let me talk about the answers. Number 5. If they had listened to me, we would have been home earlier. Number 6. I could have written you a postcard if I had had your address. You have to use had twice. Number 7. If I had not broken my leg, I might have taken part in the contest. Number 8. If it had not started to rain, we could have walked to the museum. This concludes our session for today. Remember, this was just a short version of our today's lesson. The same lesson is taught in complete details in our regular classes. Thank you.